Today is day 146 of the podcast, and there's a key we need to learn for going through a trial as a believer, and it's one of the initial keys we need to learn. Being a Christian doesn't keep us from suffering, but it is what keeps us through suffering in a totally different way. But we have to learn that different way through suffering. Consider that one of the first things that a baby learns is how to return to joy, how to soothe itself. It can express its needs and its wants with tears and crying, but the skill of returning to a place of settledness and peace and joy is one of those initial skills that a baby learns. As believers, we have the same process to learn, how to return to joy. And it's one of the initial lessons in our maturing process, how and where we get to when we begin to suffer. So instead of turning to our old ways of caring for ourselves in suffering, the old things we turn to, the old ways of thinking, the old habitual response, one of the initial things that we need to learn as believers is not how to escape, but how to quickly turn to the Comforter who's been given to us. If you read Hebrews 2:18, it says, "For since he himself was tempted in that which he has suffered, he's able to come to the aid of those who are tempted." He learned obedience in the things that he suffered. It's a way of learning in the middle of suffering. What do we do? And it's one of the first lessons that has to be learned, because otherwise we continually turn back to our old sin nature's response rather than turning to the Comforter who's been given to us and being able to access joy. We have to recognize that we're more often or as often tempted in our suffering as we are by our appetites. What do you do when you suffer? So here's today's question. What do you do in a trial, and who do you turn to?